Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this. This is the Suzuki Kizashi which comes to me courtesy of Durga Car Decor. So make sure you follow them on Instagram. The link is in the pinned comment. Straight away, let's open this engine bay of a real Suzuki car. And why do I always struggle with older cars? Okay, here we are. Suzuki engine, my goodness, that's really clean. Okay, there's insulation right there. And the design of this car actually looks very nice indeed. The Kizashi is an absolute looker in spite of its age. Okay, there's a towing hook. Headlight gets the projector setup. No LEDs obviously. 2012 car. Fog lamp. And it is actually quite a long car. From the side you realize that because look at the length of this vehicle. Looks very elegant. I kind of like the alloy wheels. The design is nice actually. The tire size happens to be something I'm trying to read at the moment, but I'm not able to find. That's really embarrassing. Faisal, you should have done a dry run. 215/55/17s. Yeah. The profile is actually lower, but you know the wheels look really classy. Indicator placement there with the chrome surround, and yeah, it gets request sensors on both the sides. Okay, you get a disc at the rear as well. Coming to the rear of the car, it says Kizashi, then sort of a Japanese font. The stop lamp is in the center here above the Suzuki logo, and it gets dual exhausts which are pretty much functional on this car. Yeah, these are functional exhausts, no fake stuff happening here. Okay, there is no reverse parking camera. And no reverse parking sensors either. Well, that's kind of surprising. Let's open the boot. Well, boot is decent sized, but you know what? You can recline the seat in 60/40, and you can also access the boot by actually reclining the center armrest. Okay, all these old cars have this handle to close the boot, which is also pretty nice. This is the light of the car. Light looks pretty good as well. You see, yeah, it flexes its hips as such. Request sensor there as well. The rear has good amount of space on offer. And storage space as well. Center armrest. Yeah, you can recline the seat very easily. Press a button here. There you can recline the seat. Yeah, that's 60/40 split seat. Okay, there is a good amount of space on offer at the rear, but the seat is a little bit on the low side. Another support is fine. There's good amount of leg room, knee room on offer as well. Headroom is also decent, and hook handle, light placement, hook handle as well. Meanwhile, all the three headrests get the adjustable function. Center armrest with cup holders. Cup holders must be somewhere here. Struggling to find them at the moment. Okay, there the cup holders, quite big cup holders. In fact, we can access the boot from here as well. That's kind of cool. Rear AC vents, that's also nice. The dashboard design looks very good indeed. Okay, it is a attractive looking design. It gets a dual tone treatment, black and beige, which was kind of the norm in those days. Height adjustable seat belts. Seat belt height is adjustable for the front. And yeah, I'm absolutely impressed by the Kizashi. It feels very un-Maruti-like in many ways. For instance, forget the fact that it gets plenty of features. The build also feels nice. Okay, switch gear, similar. Door pockets, big enough. Another compartment. The front seats get electric adjust. Memory function, you can save up to 3 people settings. This to open the boot of the car. Dead pedal, engine start button, traction control button, front fog light. And this is the headlight leveler. What do you think about the dashboard design? The seats look very comfortable. You can get your good position as well. Okay, first we're going to turn off the hazard lights. I'm going to push the seat behind because it's so forward. I can see a lot of hard and shiny plastics. Oh my god, so hard plastics. Get the silver treatment. Glove box is lockable. Glove box is massive in terms of size. Yeah, that's a big glove box without a doubt. This is also electric adjust the co-driver seat. Interior feels nice. There's a sunglass holder here. Okay, no auto dimming inside rear view mirror. Steering feels big. Cruise control. Lot of buttons, audio controls. Okay, this display is not that nice. Okay, let's turn on the car. Here. Press brake and clutch to start the car. There it rose to life, and you get a really small Chintu Nunusa multi-information display. Low fuel warning is on. This is the audio system. Audio quality is very decent, but that's surprising when you turn on the lights. Now this dims to a level where you can't see anything at all. Climate control, air conditioning, there is a storage space here with USB and a 12-volt charging socket as well. So practical in that sense. There's a storage compartment here actually. Twin cup holders, there's storage space below the front center armrest as well. So yeah, it's a very practical car in that sense. Handbrake, gear lever, it also used to come in with an automatic, which is CVT unit. I hate CVTs. Okay, now another interesting part is that the wiper controls are here on the right. So let's use the wipers right away. Good amount of spray on offer. Wipers work decently well. Headlight controls on the left. That's kind of weird and awkward. Like everything is switched here because this is actually made in Japan. Let's get driving right away. So first things first, let's turn on the car. Here, oh my god, the clutch is very heavy. Car rose to life, quite refined as such, and off we go. My god, I've not even revved it and I can feel the sportiness. The engine sounds so sporty. That's absolutely baffling. Okay, The steering is not light as such, so it does have weight, but it's not very heavy either. So here we go in first gear. Come on, motor, off we go. 6,500 RPM red line. Engine has so much grunt, mid-range feels really juicy and nice and punchy as well, and the car really tracks well. Okay, steering does weigh up quite a lot. Only thing is feel kind of inconsistent. Now this is powered by a 2.4 litre petrol engine. It's a DOHC unit. It is a very advanced engine by those times. Obviously a 2012 car. It was launched in 2011. The Kizashi was actually launched in 2011 and discontinued in 2014 because they failed to sell it in the numbers they were expecting it to sell. Now this engine is a 2.4 litre unit which produces 175 horsepower and 213 Newton meters of torque, mated to either a 6-speed manual or a 6-step CVT gearbox, which was 1 second slower from 0 to 100 km per hour, 8.8 seconds. This one takes 7.8 seconds. Now when you're driving this car in the city, you realize that the clutch is super duper heavy on this car, like really heavy clutch. But the gearbox is slick shifting. I think the clutch is kind of worn off to a certain extent. That's the reason why it feels on the heavier side. Fuel economy is somewhere between 9 to 12 kilometers per litre depending on your driving style. I can extract 5 kilometers per litre, you can trust me on that. And you know, it's actually an easy car to drive. However, over bad roads you can feel a bit of the stiffness. Actually the suspension is on the stiffer side, so Suzuki actually designed this car more for being driver oriented rather than just being comfortable. So that's the reason why it doesn't feel very comfortable over bad roads, and that also helps its handling characteristics because it does handle quite well, other than the fact that the steering feels inconsistent. But for the most part it is a direct steering which offers you good feel and feedback. It feels heavy, it feels weighed up, and body roll is very well contained as well. City drivability I would say is decent enough because the engine has punched throughout the rev range, which is a good thing. The only thing is that the ride could have been better at lower speeds because that stiffness can be felt, especially on, you know, these tiled roads. I don't know why they do such kind of roads, but still. Now you can see that visibility all around is good. The Kizashi feels special to drive somehow, maybe because they were selling very few units. They had a good ambition of selling 200 units a month. Obviously they failed miserably at it. That's the reason why the car eventually got discontinued. The reason it did not really work in the Indian market was their pricing. They came via the CBU route, bringing it through Japan and pricing it obnoxiously. This was priced around rupees 20 lakhs back in the day. For a Maruti car, well, that's not happening. Even the Grand Vitara did not sell. And this engine has some similarities with the Grand Vitara's 2.4 litre engine, but then very different character as such. I love manual gearbox cars. Thankfully, all the cars you're driving today are manual. Now, taking a U-turn is very easy. Now, I actually pressed the wrong button, but here we go. Kind of wheel spin, amazing, revs nicely. Wheel spin on upshift as well. Car sounds really sporty, like really sporty in the mid-range and in the top end. Absolute sporty snarl as well. In fact, steering feels really nice and the motor pulls so strong. It is so satisfying driving the Maruti Kizashi. Brake performance is also very sure-footed. Good amount of grip on offer. This is actually a fantastic, fun to drive car. I love it already.
So guys, this car is priced attractively for 4,75,000 at Durga Car Deco. Check us, our link is there in the pinned comment, right?
Yes, it is already there. I've already said that in the start of the video, but still. Okay, we have got a dual zone climate control system. And you know what is the real good part about this car? It is showing you what Suzuki is really capable of other than the cars they actually launch in India. This is just something different in terms of build quality, in terms of feel, and the refinement levels are so stellar. It's unbelievable. It feels so refined. Even near the red line, it has this refined aura to it, and I don't know why we're stuck here right now. I always use the wrong stocks. Why does a Japanese car have the wrong stocks in the wrong place? That I don't understand only. What is wrong? Unfortunately, they didn't manufacture it locally. Such a big company selling so many units, they did not locally manufacture this car. You know, if they had done it, this would have been priced at CI's levels and this would have sold like hot cakes.
Oh my god, what is happening?
What is this dude up to? My goodness. इसमें क्या रहता है ना, ये cement mixer होता है. अगर late हो गया ना तो cement freeze हो जाएगा. That's the reason why he's in such a hurry right now to get his cement mixed. Horn is nice. Actually, I already honked so many times before, so you already know how the horn is. And I'm being very honky. Honky is not the right word, but the other word is not the right word either to use right now. Come on, give me grunt. Second gear, pulling it nicely. Punches there. I love the mid-range. The mid-range is so juicy now. It's like it's made for the mid-range. Really nice and fun to drive car, the Kizashi. Impressive. I like it. I know why there's so much hype around this car, because this is a Maruti car which you will genuinely like for all of its nifty bits, unlike the new ones which are more oriented towards mileage. This one isn't. It's all about driving fun. Steering tracks ahead nicely. I like it. The Kizashi is really very impressive a car. Now the good thing about driving a Maruti Kizashi is that a more expensive car than the Kizashi was also sold by Maruti called the Brezza Compass with the 7-slat grille. That's kind of funny and makes no sense why people keep slapping all types of grills on the Brezza. Like, why would you do that? Anyways, that's the only car in the world which you can have in any version as you like. You just have to pay the premium for the grill. Anyways, here we are into third gear. So if you get into higher gear, the car actually tracks quite well. It doesn't feel, uneasy even in higher gears. Only thing is that punch is not there, so you really need to downshift to make a quick move. And once you downshift, it actually moves along with a lot of enthusiasm as well. But now, some bit of knocking happening when you try to go into real high gear. We're in fourth gear at like 30 kilometers per hour, not its comfort zone. It needs to be in second gear. Now we're in second. Now everything is fine. We're going to take a quick U-turn.
Okay. From ahead.
So
I'll just tell you the place.
Yeah, baby, that is what an engine should be. Not 1.2 liter petrol engine with 4 cylinders, double the capacity, make it 2.4 liters. That is the real fun. Here we go, launching the car, revving the motor. Oh, revs till 7,000. Lot of wheel spin on offer. I have not seen a car which revs like this when you're trying to launch it. No soft limiter bullshit. Just pure grunt, pure push and pure pulling power. This is our U-turn spot, I believe.
Yes.
Here we are in first gear.
I'll just disable the traction control for you. Can I try?
It's not getting disabled only. I'm trying. It just doesn't work only. The traction control. So I think
hold the button for a few minutes.
A few minutes.
Few seconds.
I'll pull the button for a few minutes. I don't know what traction
Yes,
control.
it's off.
Okay, traction control is off. That's how it turns off. Reverse gear. Here we are. Oh, we're in the center of nowhere. Have some respect for an exclusive car like the Kizashi, guys. Let me take a U-turn, will you? Okay, there's no reverse parking camera. There are no reverse parking sensors either. But hey,
people can wish for something.
that's the wheel spin I was talking about. Does love to spin its wheels because there's so much grunt from this motor now. I'm telling you, there is no freaking replacement for displacement ever. Here we are revving the motor. Revs till 6.5. I can smell the rubber on the inside. That is the amount of wheel spin on offer. But unfortunately, this car is kind of replaced by that car, the Ciaz. The Ciaz doesn't have a soul. The Kizashi does. So unfortunately, people did not buy the Kizashi. Maruti decided, let's give people cars which don't have a soul. But you know what? They're comfortable. They have mileage. They're hybrids. They're small capacity petrol engines and whatnot. Hey, I don't like that. I like the Kizashi. That's my kind of a car. And on that, okay, I can smell the rubber. We've spinned the wheels a lot of times. What a nice experience of driving two really brilliant cars since morning. One was the old Sonata and one is the Kizashi. Both are very similar because in terms of engine size, performance, but poles apart in character. Stiff suspension, Sonata, soft suspension. Well, I love it anyways.